Hello and welcome back to the misadventures of Edith Finch. The strange lunatic house. Oh, I'll probably have to climb up there. Let's explore the story of
I can't
Goose.
imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
We got Goose. She got
A poem for Gus,
13 years old.
who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard.
Great.
Or the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh, lovely.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far
Aw.
apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Oh, the poor boy. Caught in a storm. What else we got?
I tried to talk him out of it, but
You
then
look
he'd
creepy.
never met me. We don't need a stepmom, were the words that I remember.
You'll probably fall on me. Kill me. They don't even mind. This kite's amazing. Look what it can do. We don't need a stepmom. Okay, what's next? Oh.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Aw. An a-hole, Gus. Hope you know that. Whoosh. Whoosh.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Except Gus. He stays outside. And dies. Let's be real, this kid is
Rain
stupid.
came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Aww. This kite is awesome.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Gus like, well, hello, I'm out here. I wish. I bloody knew it. Oh no. Whoopsie.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone.
Ah, great.
Just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Crushed as a pancake.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy...
The story sounds so sad, to be honest. Nothing about a curse, just accidents. Molly ate some berries and died.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Ah, great.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
You maniacs, why you built such a house? I would break my neck going to bed. Holy
Religion was
bibli.
another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Like, nothing supernatural really happened.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad. So
Can I read? Nope. Nope.
my mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Great. And he's missing.
When my dad died, I
Aw.
don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm
So-
sure Edie was happy to have her back.
What
And
happened to
see
Edie?
kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Why don't you use the old rooms?
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Then the strange accident happened again.
But it didn't last.
What do we got here? Happy family. Bible again. Observation, question, research, hypothesis, experiment, data, conclusion.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Oh boy. What will be inside? Paint. A king. Hello, sire. How are you?
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Lovely. What do I have to do? Oh. A shoe. And he's dead. Whoosh. Interesting. Can't we see your story? Oh, yeah, interesting. Blub, blub. Oh, it continues. Hitler? No. How much paper did you have?
I was
Really?
4 when Milton disappeared.
So Edie, Sven, Dawn, Sanye, Kay and Lewis is missing. That was kind of boring. I expected an adventure.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Oh, great. If you ever got a problem, just seal the door.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
These poor people. Thought they were cursed, but in the end they weren't. Just happy little accidents.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room.
Great.
Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Oh boy. A boat. Really, guys? In we go. Do 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 do. Ah, man of good taste.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Ah, you're always the better one. Edith Finch. What the fuck?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
Oh, I understand.
But he withdrew part of himself.
He's a
In our
junkie.
sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
What did my mind begin? Can't reach it.
wander.
Ah.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started
Multitasking.
small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then
the
something
best
moved. Bats
fish cut in this universe.
and toads.
The fuck, a dragon?
And things that have not names.
Ah, a crack in the
He
wall.
knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously.
He had a junkie in
I
the
had
family.
hoped he'd find himself.
But he didn't.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery,
Cutting off in my own hand.
I spoke with his boss.
I did the best
But
job
he
I
said
could.
Lewis had become a model employee.
Damn right I am.
Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis.
It's all the LSD.
So I let him go on.
That was stupid.
I even encouraged him.
Oh, that's even more stupid.
It seemed very promising at first.
So he didn't really vanish. Went to the psychiatry. I'm
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Aww. Got a dog.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
A lot of
He
fish
built
in
the
this
city
city.
up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
It's kind of sad.
And songs for them to play.
They're also happy.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
F-goof.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever.
Downfall.
Then one day it struck him.
My work at the
All
cannery.
the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet,
Not just imagination.
were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
So he killed himself.
He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game.
Great.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
He's kind of a narcissistic prick.
St. Louis. He
You're not a
started
saint.
drifting away from our reality.
Well, can you blame him for Chopping a fish every day.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
handsome queen.
Handsome queen.
Won't change anything though.
The queen was on her own quest for
sinister serpent. Yes.
Sinister serpents.
Gotcha.
He followed the sound of her
electric guitar.
Electric sitar.
Oh, sitar, not guitar.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
He became Lewis.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Poor buddy.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
So back to the LSD.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Dropped everything and vanished.
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
King in the trash.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Don't kill him. Oh no.
I still thought I could save him.
That's okay.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
He killed himself.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Where's the dog? Beautiful creature.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Molly. So she's a beauty.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
And I'm dead.
There was only one thing left to do.
Kill myself.
Bend down his head.
Oh, lovely.
the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Great.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Well, here we ended. See you next time. Toodaloo.